Right now, somewhere in your home, your cat is feeling something they will never be able to put into words. Not because they lack the capacity. Science has confirmed that cats experience a full spectrum of emotion: attachment, grief, fear, longing, joy, and betrayal. A 2023 study found that cats can produce 276 different facial expressions. A 2020 study found they use visual and sound cues to detect how both humans and other cats are feeling so they can respond in kind. They're not simple creatures pretending to be complex. They are deeply feeling animals pretending to be fine. But unlike every other companion animal you may have known, a cat will not come to you when they are hurting. They will not bark, they will not cry. They will simply grow a little quieter, a little more distant, until one day you cannot remember the last time they looked at you the way they used to. What if the things hurting them most were not the obvious ones, not the chaos or the cruelty, but the quiet, everyday moments you have never once thought twice about? We are about to walk through 17 things you do every single day that your cat experiences as confusion, pain, or silent betrayal. Number 12 is the one that most cat owners never recover from once they truly understand it. And what comes last could save your cat's life. Let's begin. Point 1. You greet them the wrong way every single time. Think about how you say hello to your cat when you walk through the door. You call their name. You lean down toward them. You reach out your hand, sometimes your face, moving forward with warmth and enthusiasm. To you, this is love. To your cat, it is the behavioral signature of a predator closing in. In feline body language, a direct forward approach, sustained eye contact, and an outstretched limb toward the face are threat displays. Every element of the typical human greeting maps directly to aggression in cat communication. The cat that turns away from you when you come home is not being cold. They are telling you, as clearly as they can, that the way you arrive feels threatening. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple. When you walk in, crouch low, turn your body slightly sideways, let your eyes go soft, and blink slowly. Extend one finger low to the ground and wait. A cat that chooses to approach a patient, quiet, non-looming human is a cat that has been given a real choice. And a cat that chooses you is a cat that trusts you. Point 2. You never let them watch out a window. To you, a window is just a piece of glass. To your cat, it is a television, a newspaper, a social network, and a lifeline to the living world beyond their walls. Cats are crepuscular predators. Their entire nervous system is built to track, observe, and process movement in the environment. When you block every window with furniture, keep the blinds permanently closed, or simply never create a viewing perch, you are cutting off their primary source of mental stimulation. Think carefully about what your cat's day actually looks like. You leave. The house goes still. Nothing moves. Nothing changes. For an animal whose brain is wired to observe and respond to a dynamic environment, that stillness is not peaceful. It is a form of sensory deprivation. Research on captive felines consistently shows that visual access to an active outdoor environment dramatically reduces stress behaviors and increases psychological well-being. Your house cat shares that exact same ancient wiring. A window perch pointed toward a bird feeder could transform your cat's entire quality of life. Give them back their window. Give them back the world. Point 3. You wake them mid-sleep cycle. It is irresistible. They are curled into a perfect soft ball, and you simply must touch them. It feels like love. To your cat, it is something entirely different. Cats sleep between 12 and 16 hours daily. Not laziness, but biological necessity. Sleep is how their nervous system processes the day, restores energy, and regulates emotional balance. They cycle through deep and light phases just as we do. When you interrupt a deep sleep, You are not just startling them. You are flooding their body with adrenaline and forcing their nervous system into sudden, involuntary high alert. Do this repeatedly, and you create a cat that never fully rests. One that sleeps with one eye open because experience has taught them that in this house, rest is not safe. Chronic anxiety in cats leads to hypervigilance, prolonged wakefulness, decreased appetite, and hiding. The place that should be their safest sanctuary becomes a place where even sleep is uncertain. Your desire to hold them in that moment is about you, not them. Real love means letting them rest. It means waiting until they come to you. Point 4. You end play sessions abruptly. Imagine someone inviting you to dance. The music is playing, you are completely in it, and then they walk away mid-song. No finish, no cool down, just gone. That is what you do to your cat every time you end play without resolution. For a cat, play is not entertainment. It is a complete biological sequence. It begins with stalking, builds through chasing, and must end with a capture and kill. That final moment, biting the toy, shaking it, feeling the neurological resolution of the hunt, is not optional. It is the signal that tells the nervous system, the threat is neutralized, the body can rest. When you yank the toy into a drawer mid-session, you leave that loop permanently open. Cats whose play is routinely cut short develop redirected aggression, an inability to settle, a buildup of unfinished predatory energy that lands on your ankles, your other pets, or you in ways that seem random and aggressive. It is almost always this. Someone kept starting the hunt and never letting them finish. Always end play with a kill. Let them catch the toy. Let them bite it. Follow immediately with a small treat that mimics the eating phase after a real hunt. Close the loop. Let them win. Point 5. You bring out the carrier only for vet trips. Your cat is not psychic, but they might as well be. The moment that carrier appears, something shifts in the room. Ears flatten. They vanish. Here is why. You trained them. Every single time that carrier appeared in their life, it delivered the most terrifying experience they know. Cats can learn to associate smells with stressors. The smell of the carrier, the car, the clinic, all become linked to stress, triggering defensive behaviors the moment the object appears. The solution is to break that association completely. Leave the carrier out permanently. Put a soft blanket inside. Drop treats into it randomly. Let them sleep in it, eat near it, claim it as territory. When it stops being a harbinger of doom and becomes just another piece of furniture, the panic dissolves. Stop hiding the carrier. Make it boring. Make it safe. Point 6. You never let them finish grooming you. There is a moment your cat extends the deepest trust they know how to offer. They begin to lick your hand, your wrist, your hair, and you pull away because it is scratchy or a little strange. What you just did was reject one of the most intimate gestures in all of feline social behavior. Mutual grooming, allo-grooming, helps establish and maintain social bonds in cats. It is reserved for individuals considered part of the inner circle. In the wild, cats who groom each other are declaring shared safety and shared survival. When your cat attempts to groom you, they are placing you inside that circle. They are telling you, you are mine. When you consistently pull away, you are not just rejecting the grooming, you are rejecting the relationship it represents. Over time, a cat that is rebuffed stops offering, not out of indifference, out of self-protection. You do not need to sit still for 10 minutes. But the next time your cat begins, stay still for just one slow stroke. Receive it. Acknowledge the language it was offered in. Point 7. You talk to them too loudly. Cats can detect frequencies ranging from 48 Hz to 85 kHz. For comparison, humans max out at around 20 kHz. Their ears contain 32 individual muscles that rotate independently, scanning constantly for the faintest signals. This extraordinary sensory system was built for a world of whispers and subtle rustles. It was not built for your full-volume speaking voice delivered 2 feet from their face. When you call their name across the room at full volume, blast a television nearby, or have speaker calls next to them, you are not creating background noise. You are creating a sensory environment that is genuinely uncomfortable for an animal with hearing this acute. Watch what happens the next time you raise your voice near your cat. The ear flick, the flinch, the quiet exit from the room. They are not being antisocial. They are protecting themselves from a sensation you cannot even fully perceive. Talk to your cat the way you would speak to someone you love. Softly, warmly, at a low and gentle register. Whisper their names sometimes. You will see something extraordinary. A cat spoken to softly is a cat who feels genuinely safe in your presence. Point 8. You never give them a hiding spot. Safety for a cat is not about being held. It is not about being close to you. It is about having somewhere to go when the world becomes too much. In the wild, a cat that cannot hide is exposed to predators and rivals. The ability to disappear is not a personality quirk. It is a survival mechanism so deeply embedded in feline neurology that even the most confident house cat needs at least one space where they feel completely invisible and untouchable. Research shows that cats with access to hiding spots show reduced stress and sleep near their owners as a way of reinforcing bonds when they feel secure. When you follow them to their safe place, when you pull them out from under the bed, when you invade every corner they retreat to, you're destroying the one mechanism they have for self-regulating their stress. Give them a box, a covered bed in a quiet corner, a high shelf, and when they go there, leave them entirely alone. The greatest gift you can give a cat is the certainty that their safe place will always be honored. Point 9. You touch their whiskers. This seems small, it seems harmless, and almost no one understands the damage it is doing every single day. A cat's whiskers are not decorative. They are precision sensory instruments called vibrissae, embedded in follicles packed with nerve endings that connect directly to the brain's sensory processing center. They detect air pressure changes, spatial information, proximity of surfaces in the dark, and micro-vibrations in the environment. They are, in effect, a second nervous system living on your cat's face. When you touch them, bend them, or press on them, you are sending a chaotic flood of false signals through that entire system. It does not tickle. It does not feel cute. It feels profoundly disorienting. Cats with chronically compressed whiskers develop whisker fatigue, a state of sensory overstimulation that causes stress, food aversion, and irritability. Check your cat's food bowl right now. It should be wide and shallow enough that their whiskers never touch the sides during a meal, and keep your fingers away from their face. Point 10. Your home smells wrong to them, and you don't know it. This is one that almost never makes these lists, which is exactly why it belongs here. Cats have 200 million sensoreceptors, compared to roughly 6 million in humans. Their nose is not a passive organ. It is their primary tool for reading safety, territory, social bonds, and threat. Every corner of your home carries information they are constantly processing. And without realizing it, you are flooding that information system with noise. A cat's sense of smell is roughly 14 times that of a human, which means the citrus spray you use to clean the counters, the scented candle you burn every evening, the essential oil diffuser running in the living room, all of these are not background ambiance to your cat. They are an overwhelming sensory assault delivered directly to the organ they use to feel safe. Excessive strong smells can cause cats distress, leading to anxiety or a negative association with entire areas of the home. A cat that stops visiting a room you just cleaned is not being difficult. They are telling you that the room no longer feels like theirs. Cats use scent marking as a form of communication. Artificial fragrances mask their natural scent cues, making them feel uneasy or even unsafe in their own territory. Choose unscented cleaning products wherever possible. Run diffusers in rooms your cat does not use, and never spray anything with a strong fragrance directly onto their bedding, their blanket, or anywhere they sleep. Their scent in those places is not a problem to be managed. It is their sense of ownership. It is how they know they are home. 11. You never learned a single word of their language. This is the one that lives underneath every other point on this list, because every mistake we make with our cats traces back to the same root. We never learned how to listen to them. A slow blink is a kiss. A tail held high is a hello. A turned flank is an invitation to be near without being touched. Slow, deliberate head turning away from direct eye contact is a gesture of peace and deep trust. The headbutt, the bunting, is a declaration of ownership and profound affection. A twitching tail tip is contained irritation, not playfulness. Ears rotated sideways like airplane wings signals escalating stress. Ears pinned flat is a warning you have seconds to respect. These are not quirks. They are a language. And it is a language your cat has been speaking to you every single day of their life, with a patience that should humble every one of us. Understanding what your cat is communicating through body language, posture, and behavioral changes is key to recognizing when something is wrong before it becomes serious. Start today. Learn 3 signals this week. Watch your cat differently tomorrow morning. You will be astonished at how much they have been saying all along. 12. Your mood is hurting them and you have no idea. Here it is, the point most people never see coming. You do not have to shout at your cat to hurt them. You do not have to behave badly toward them at all. You only have to feel what you already feel every day: stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, and let it fill the room. Studies show that cats can both tell how humans are feeling and alter their behavior based on our emotions. When you carry tension into the home, your cat feels it. When you are moving fast, speaking sharply, slamming cabinets, radiating stress, your cat's nervous system is tracking all of it. Research indicates that cats may become more anxious when their trusted humans show signs of anger rather than happiness, demonstrating that cats can feel upset when their human family members are. Stress can cause significant health problems in cats. If your own mood is affecting your ability to care for your cat's needs, their routine, their playtime, their connection, it may result in behavioral changes and physical consequences for them. This is not blame. This is biology. Your cat has bonded to you so completely that your emotional state has become part of their environment. They cannot leave. They cannot explain what is wrong. They can only absorb it and carry it quietly in their body. Taking care of your own mental health is genuinely an act of love for your cat. When you are calmer, they are calmer. When you are well, they can be well. Point 13. You move their belongings without warning. You rearrange the living room. You wash their bed and put it in a different corner. You move the food bowl 6 inches. You throw out that ratty toy they never seemed to play with. And then you are genuinely confused when your cat spends the next 3 days hiding. Cats use scent and pheromones to organize their territory by marking prominent objects. When these objects or scents are removed, it upsets their perception of their entire environment. Their territory is not just space they occupy. It is a living map of scent markings, familiar visual anchors, established routes, and sensory landmarks that together create their entire sense of safety and predictability. Every object they have claimed carries their scent and therefore their ownership. Every sleeping spot they return to daily tells them, "This space is mine. This space is known. This space is safe." When you remove or relocate any element of that map without transition, you do not just inconvenience them. To a cat's nervous system, this registers not as redecorating, but as intrusion, displacement, danger. When changes are necessary, introduce them slowly. Keep their scent-marked items as long as possible, one change at a time. Understand that what looks like a simple rearrangement to you is a seismic shift in the only world they know. Point 14. You leave them in silence all day. When you leave the house, you probably leave your cat in complete silence. You might even feel good about this. You think you are giving them peace. You are giving them an isolation chamber. In the wild, cats exist in an environment of constant ambient sound. Wind, birdsong, rustling leaves, distant animal calls. Sound is information. Sound tells a cat the environment is alive and therefore safe. Complete silence in nature is actually a warning signal. It means something caused every other creature to go quiet. It means danger is near. Being bombarded by unpredictable noises makes cats feel vulnerable. But total silence is the other extreme that is equally damaging. Research on shelter cats shows that species-appropriate auditory stimulation, calming music, nature sounds, soft human voices, significantly reduces stress behaviors and increases rest and play. Before you leave in the morning, turn something on, low and gentle. A nature documentary, a playlist calibrated to feline frequency preferences, a podcast of soft human conversation. Give them the sound of a living world to rest inside rather than a silence they have to defend against. Point 15. You only interact with them on your schedule. You are busy, you are stressed, you have things to do. And then finally you sit down and decide, now is the time for cat cuddles. You call them, they do not come. You go find them, they walk away. You pick them up anyway, and they squirm free within 30 seconds. You feel rejected. But here is what actually happened. They were trying to connect with you all day, and you were not available. A slow approach with tail raised, a quiet sit beside you on the couch, a gentle headbutt against your ankle. These were invitations. These were your cat saying, right now, in this moment, I want to be near you. When you were too distracted to notice, or when you consistently override their timing with yours, you gradually teach your cat that their social signals have no effect. When a cat's behavior deviates significantly from normal social initiation, it often indicates a mental health concern that has developed over time. The headbutts stop. The approaches stop. They learn that connection in this house happens forcefully and without regard for how they feel, so they stop asking. Notice the invitations. Respond to them in the moment they are offered. Put the phone down for 4 minutes. That is how this relationship is actually built, one answered invitation at a time. Point 16. You assume their purring always means happiness. We have been taught by every cultural image we have ever seen to hear a purring cat as a contented cat. And sometimes that is absolutely true. But if that is the only meaning you have ever assigned to it, you are missing something critical. Cats also purr when they are anxious, when they are in pain, when they are unwell. Purring activates at a frequency range between 25 and 150 Hz that research has shown promotes bone density, tissue healing, and pain relief. It is, in the most heartbreaking sense, a form of self-medication. A cat trembling on a vet's exam table will often purr loudly the entire time. A cat in the final stages of illness will purr as they are dying. The purr is not always joy. Sometimes, it is the only tool they have left. An anxious cat may also display changes in everyday habits like eating, litter box use, or scratching. So look for the whole picture, not just the sound. Learn to read the complete picture. A purring cat that is also tense, wide-eyed, flattened, or withdrawn is not a happy cat. They are coping. They need you to look deeper than the sound. Point 17. You mistake their withdrawal for independence. And here we are, the one that matters most, the one that might save your cat's life. Your cat has been hiding more lately. They used to greet you at the door. Now they are under the bed when you come home. They used to sleep on the couch. Now you barely see them. They are eating a little less, moving a little slower. And you have been telling yourself the story that feels easiest to believe. They are just being a cat. They want space. This is who they are. Please hear this. A cat that withdraws is not a cat that is thriving. Hiding is not a personality. Hiding is a symptom. Cats are masters at hiding pain and illness. This is one of their evolutionary defense mechanisms. It is only when cats are experiencing intolerable pain that they show symptoms of distress. They will continue to eat, to groom, to function long past the point where the suffering has become serious. Because every instinct they carry says, never let anything see that you are not okay. Withdrawal from social interactions, hiding, or avoiding previously enjoyed activities could indicate depression or anxiety, or something physical that has gone undetected. By the time the withdrawal becomes undeniable, the illness is often already advanced. The cat who has retreated is not asking for space. They are asking you to notice, to look past the surface behavior and ask, what has changed? To be the one living being on Earth who knows them well enough to hear the silence beneath the silence. Do not wait until next week. Do not wait until it gets worse. Schedule the vet appointment today, because you are their voice. You are their only advocate. And the greatest thing you will ever do for the animal who has loved you without complaint is simply this: pay attention. Go look at your cat right now. Really look at them. Drop their name in the comments and make the promise they deserve to hear. Let's fill this comment section with every cat who is finally going to be truly seen. Thank you for watching. Go find them. They are probably closer than you think.